everyone. Welcome to this very important studio update that we're doing for 2022. It's not everything because I'm not covering the streaming side. That's Panda's job. But here's stuff for the main side. Shall we get started? Yes. Now, as you guys may be noticing, January we haven't really dropped anything of note as of yet. Not because we didn't have anything planned for this month. By far, we had so many IPs actually planned out. The problem, though, is that we're trying to move so many different obstacles around ourselves that where we're sitting now, it's kind of a big deal that we're also trying to transition into a bunch of other stuff in our other different venues, because guess who still has to do a lot of stuff in the long run? And with all those things that we're moving about, that means that this month in particular, January, needs to be our hiatus month, to where we just kind of skirt around a few different small issues, then bringing forth what we can from February onward to December. Now, from February onward, we're going to first have just some remnant pieces showcasing for you guys of just some skits, some other shorts, and whatever that comes our way for fancy. Just bring up a small bit of a taste and a little nibble of what's to come next, along with a couple of trailers, and essentially a few other elements that are going to lead into what's going to be part of our different quarterly events. Now, in the spring, we don't have any big heavy hitters per se. Our biggest heavy hitter are episodes 4 through 6 of Lost Tides, along with, I would say, the first official episodes of Let's Do Art Season 2, because we're finally getting into the full-blown production stage about what we're going to be handling and shooting out next for everyone's viewing pleasure. Other than that, it's just a couple of things I can't really get into because they are just as important. I just can't spoil what's on tap, if that makes any sense. For the summertime, we are looking at finally unveiling Mosaic Inc., as long as a couple of things actually go according to plan. And from there, we'll also be unveiling a couple of things like an experimental series you guys heard about that's in development called The Rivers, where it's just going to be the first 2 episodes in the summertime, and then the other 2 episodes in a different part of the quarter of 2022. I'm doing this because of how certain elements are being played out, and I need to make sure that what is being focused on is perfect and prestigious. Along those same lines, we're also going to be unveiling 2 episodes of our comedy skit yearly thing of Modern Shakespeare, where we're going to be covering 2 different Shakespearean plays in a very odd manner. Like a super, super odd manner. But once all of that is done, we also got a couple other things that we will be unveiling come summertime. But again, since we didn't make a big announcement plate for that, y'all gotta be waiting for a few of those things because, oh boy, so much to do. During the fall segment of events, we're focusing up on not only unveiling more stuff involving our upcoming movie within the next 2 years, but we're also going to be pushing towards the final character shorts of Elysium. With that being said, that whole spectrum for the fall is kind of shaping up to also be us giving out more teasers to other productions that are coming out in the next few years, because I'm excited to share more events with you guys, but I'm also more excited to kind of give a little bit more of that whole tasted treats for your whole optical pleasure. I'm really looking forward to bringing forth more in-depth projects and a lot more interesting elements to you guys, the viewers, and even the other founders. By the time fall is coming around, they're going to have their own stuff set aside, but I can't speak for them. What they want to announce is what they want to announce during their own giant spectrum of 2022 as an update. Could be at the end of the year, could be the middle of the year. It's up to them, honestly. Winter time for 2022. Now, for the winter segment of our whole thing, we are going to be focusing up on the final 2 installments of Rivers and going into a few more interesting things that we don't normally touch on. And I know this whole thing sounds kind of vague, but honestly, guys, the way these elements are painting out, there are so many things I want to announce, but the more I announce these sort of things is the moment certain people get the idea that maybe they know our formula and how we do our dichotomy. I can't risk a bunch of people acting like they know us, but don't. I got a reputation to uphold here. So, what is the mission statement for 2022? Well, let's just get into the giant spectrum here. As it stands, we are still trying to keep it moving and grooving to where not only we are developing original content each and every year, but at the same time, this is going to be the year of renewal and our year of decisions. We're unleashing a lot of different properties upon many different platforms. Like Spotify is going to be very busy with moving all the character shorts from YouTube to going on to Spotify. Every single element of things like Rivers will be moving to Spotify as well. Some certain episodes from Cove Club will be moving on to Spotify. But we're also going to be doing some more crowdfunding stuff where once we get a few more things set up during a few different quarters of the year, we will be launching actual Kickstarters / Indiegogo campaigns to kind of make full-blown materials that, honestly, it's kind of baffling how far we have come, but how much more we're going to be developing from just this year alone. From the different skits we're doing, the compilations that we're compiling on the streaming side of stuff, everything on the market is still developing in the best manner possible. But it's through this whole dichotomy that I only have one last thing to say when it comes to this thing as a whole, if you'll allow me. As it sits right now, a lot of people have been stating that there is a certain air to the studio, whether it's for good or for bad, but a lot of people are wondering if we're going to be tailor-making it towards certain elements that have come into play and blah, blah, blah. But, guys, this is just the one thing that the founders and I have kind of decided as of this year to kind of go back to doing when we first started. We don't care. That may sound wrong, but allow me to elaborate. It takes a lot of energy to care about what the outside audience wants to say is the right thing or the wrong thing, how the algorithm should be, what entertainment is in or out. It's all a very draining experience. But where was the love and care and attention to the stuff when the optics were the only thing that people truly strove for to care for? Where was the actual creative juices when it came down to it once you had the full-blown spectrum in front of your entire face? The studio itself has been born out of a lot of different ideologies and how things are upheld, but we never once wanted to just be the same exact team that wanted to just do the by the numbers or base it on something and then do the half-assed research, or even just do something that feels like a carbon copy ripoff without anything of originality other than just dialogue changes to make it seem like it's not a ripoff. We've always strived to be original, we've always strived to be direct, and we've always strived to be the best us imaginable. But the last few years of just trying to be in the exact same optics, the exact same sphere of influence as other individuals, we lost sight of what made us who we are, to where we now want to alleviate the situation by becoming a better us, because this needs to be the whole cove in mystery, where writers, artists, voice actors, whatever creative you are, come together and form a home by the sea, where it doesn't matter about the outside world, how they view things, how they interpret problems and topics, and how other people do what they want to do. It's just a home for those that didn't feel like they had a home. For any person that ever felt like an outcast to feel like there is a safe haven. That is our studio. That is our team. And I want us to go back to that feel so badly this year, to then go back forward with our original plans about what we wanted to do and how to handle it. And that's why this year is probably going to be the most important and the one that you guys really should keep a closer eye on. Because with all the stuff that we are handling this way and that way and the third way and all that sort of stuff in the most beautiful manner, we're just trying to make sure that everything is captivating for ourselves first and then the audience second. That probably is going to have a lot of people tilting their heads about shouldn't the audience have a say, but honestly, guys, if you don't remember how artistry works, where if the artist isn't happy, then the audience isn't happy, then I got nothing else for y'all. But I hope you guys enjoyed this update from me. I don't know if the other founder's going to film their own and then submit it where it's just like, this is for the non-main side where it's just for streaming or for art bases or for voice set. Whatever they want to do, that's on them. I don't micromanage. But I hope you guys take all this information to heart, and we will see you guys in our collective ventures relatively soonish. And I'm going to try and turn off my heater because, my lord, it is too hot in here.
I felt stagnant, then I focused, rewired my mind, potent for my home. I'm hope on I like bifocals, bad habits since adolescence. Grew up in the 9, smoking all black noob side by. There's silence when I stroll in one eye like a cyclops day. Bootlegging, try cloning, weaving in and out of psychosis. When I'm flowing, creating what y'all cope with. Listen, then it's osmosis. Pain of growth now on the daily. I'm toasting to my wins, cause my ways made lives change. My way from my aches and my strains. Tears dripping and drying all on my Kanye's. Now look at my face, I rest my case.